What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the internet. Welcome to my channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm here today to do a Blu-ray review for you. And today it's Superman Red Son. Now, this one, it's a little bit older. It's about 5 or 6 years old, but not too old. And let me tell you, I rewatched it recently. I've been looking at some old Elseworld stuff, and this one is a totally different take on Superman. It's a Mark Millar. It's an Elseworld story about Superman Red Son. What if Superman landed in Russia? What? Oh, let me tell you, it would be crazy.
I'm not afraid of anything.
First of all, the Blu-ray picture and disc is really good. The picture is as good as you're going to get. There's no 4K version of this, I don't think. Maybe there is. I should look for that. But I got the Blu-ray anyway. It's a couple years old, but it's great. You get the digital comics of two of the Superman Red Sons in there. You even get like two animated episodes from the old Justice League show. Oh, and my favorite part, you get like a little short in here. The what was it called?
Your power is waning, Dark One.
Yeah, the Phantom Stranger. It's like a little short video that's on there. Oh my god, it was so interesting. I've never seen this Phantom Stranger character. He looks like almost like an old gumshoe detective. He's got a sword. There's this group of kids. They're looking for truth and meaning, and they join this weird cult. Before they all drink the Kool-Aid, one girl, Marcy, whatever, has to go outside. When she goes back in, they realize it's some kind of a death cult. This guy's a vampire with a pendant, gonna suck their souls. Yeah, it escalates that quickly.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It's only short. Then the Phantom Spectre, or Phantom Stranger, sorry, has to come out and do a big fight. He reminded me of the Spectre. That's why I was just thinking that. But the Phantom Stranger comes out. There's like a big finale thing. It was actually really cool. I got right into it. It was only like 10 or 12 minutes long, but it's a good time and it's on the disc anyway. Might as well check it out. Well, anyways, enough about that randomness. Back to the main event here, Superman Red Son. Like I said, it's an alternate take on Superman. So it's Red Son, S-O-N, because he's born in Russia. And it shows him as a kid, sort of growing up the same way. He doesn't get in fights and things like that because he knows how strong he is. A girl at the beginning has to protect him and help him. And he's like, I could have done it myself. He lifts the tractor. He's like, I just don't want to hurt anybody. But anyway, so it shows Superman grow up under the Russian Soviet propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda on this from the U.S. side and the Russian side. It's really funny. Like the Russian propaganda is like, all people are the equal. Capitalism is evil. And Superman's like, yeah. And he gets really involved. It's semi-political. He gets involved with the government when he gets up there. And he's helping them like do all these things like fight crimes and take care of criminals. The commies, right? Whoever disagrees with them is a criminal. It gets really weird though because later on, as he's working with the Russian government and whatever, and this is super old, like back in 1955 with like the Red Scare, McCarthyism, and everything. That all gets brought up in this too, by the way. But they're basically, once Superman starts doing all this stuff and working for the government, a lot of people are like complaining to him, like, "Oh, our lives are bad." He's like, "What do you mean? We're helping everybody." But then he realizes I can't remember how, but Lois Lane, basically, he goes over and he meets with her. And at first she wants to interview. He's like, no, the media is the enemy of the people. I love that line. I was like, oh my God. But of course he does end up meeting with her. And in a way, depending who the people are, she is their enemy because when she meets with them, she tells them about, all the people enslaved and all these horrible things. And Superman's like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing that.
You have to admit, it is the perfect propaganda opportunity.
But once Lois exposes the lies and Superman goes back, he actually finds that girl that defended him early on. She's like in a slave pit and everything because, they thought independently. They didn't think like the group or whatever. And Superman goes and frees them all. You even get this little kid, like a little 10-year-old kid with his parents who are dead. And he's like, oh, all sad. I'm like, oh my goodness, is that like the beginning of Russian Batman? Oh, yes, it is. And another great line, though, before his friend dies, she's like, oh, in a world where the strong rule, you are the strongest. And and he's like, she's right. I am strongest. And he like goes and just takes over the government. I loved it. I was like, yeah, that's right. Take it over, Superman. Now you're the man. But the problem is, even though Superman took over the government and deep down he is a good guy, he's also filled with Russian propaganda. So he's trying to help the world by spreading communism, which is not a great help. And not everybody really wants that. But anyway, with Superman going around uniting the world and everything like that and taking over all these countries, you get a lot. Like, it isn't Elseworld, but you get a lot of stuff thrown in here. Like, Lex and Lois end up getting together. They're like a couple over in America. America starts to fail and do bad, and looks like Superman's got to step in. But then Lex becomes president, which happens in a lot of the comics. And then he turns it all around. Economic prosperity for all. Woohoo! So now Superman doesn't have to step in. And Wonder Woman is over there with Superman. Wonder Woman's mom, she's in this a bit too. Diana's mom, she knows what's up. I like her character. And we do slowly get to see, psychotic Russian Batman. Holy cow, more on him in a second. One of my favorite parts in it, though, like I said, Wonder Woman and stuff is on his side. So Lex Luthor creates, what is he called? Superior Man. Like, oh, and he's got like the big US on his chest. He comes over. He's supposed to be like a clone of Superman that can fight him. And Lex, he doesn't control him, but he can kind of power him up from like a station. Anyway, he comes out to fight Superman. He's like, I fight for truth, justice, and the American way. Bang!
I am truth. I am justice. I am the American way.
He just starts fighting him. It's awesome. He's using Superman's own lines against him as they fight. It was you can't help but kind of root for the guy. It doesn't work out for him very good, but it was awesome. I love that whole scene. It was a super cool take, and to have Superior Man like just quoting all of old Superman's patriotic quotes as he's fighting him. Good laugh. We also get this weird, like, Brainiac shows up. Of course, I knew he would, but like he gets defeated so easily early on. You're like, what was that all about? Like, why did they even do that? And then Brainiac, they gets reprogrammed, so he's got to help Superman like spread communism and his his home planet Caledon, whatever. He's got the cities shrunken small or whatever. Which I don't know why he doesn't just get him to reverse that. It would seem like he could, but he doesn't, and you'll find out why by the time you get to the end. But anyway, back to my favorite, my absolute favorite in this was Russian Batman. When he finally like makes a move, because remember, Superman to him was like the king of communism, and like his parents died under that regime. He's not a fan. He learns how to use the like Diana's own whip on her and stuff, sets up this big elaborate plan, beats the hell out of Superman. It was awesome. It was awesome, and he has quite the hardcore end for Batman in this too. But if you have not seen it, this movie's worth watching just for that part. The Russian Batman was so cool, and like he went really hard, and I loved his whole fight scene. What Wonder Woman has to do, and what they have to do to try to overcome, even though Batman has no powers, he's got Wonder Woman and Superman. He's taking them all down because Batman. It was great.
I'm Batman.
You also do get some of the Green Lanterns pop in later on. They come off as kind of goofy. A whole bunch of them get murdered, but they're still cool to see them. Cool to see a version of them in the story. And even Wonder Woman starts telling Superman by the end, like, you've gone crazy. You're just spreading communism and taking away everyone's weapons and things like that. And the Americans are over there like pro-capitalism. Everyone should do this. And like rich people get richer, poor people get poor. So you get the dichotomy the whole movie of all the propaganda from both sides, but it's all pretty ridiculous. Anyway, it's really cool because by the end of it, you get like a great big finale battle with Brainiac, which I love. Brainiac's one of the best guys for him to be fighting. But you get this big Brainiac battle. You realize all this stuff's been going on. The Blu-ray is, like I said, the picture quality is great. It's never looked better, I don't think, than it does on the Blu-ray. But the final battle is awesome. You get so many answers to what's been going on the whole time. It's worth the watch. You'll really like the final battle. And in the end, Superman does kind of realize that, maybe taking the whole world and spreading one regime over all of it is probably not. You don't probably want a one world government for all. It may not work as well in one place as it does in another. And same thing for the US, right? You kind of get the impression that different ideas and different ways of life work better for different countries. And Superman kind of realizes he's wrong. But in the end of the movie too, even though all the Russian and US propaganda, all the stuff Superman does, he gets a chance to do the right thing at the very end, and he still does it. He's still Superman. He still stands for truth, justice, and he still does what he has to do to save the whole planet. It was awesome. I loved it. I had never seen this before. I never read the comic or anything like that. So me watching the Blu-ray is my first experience with this story, and I just loved it. The digital comic is on there too. You can check it out, the motion comic, and it's got like a little short, some extra episodes of the show. Total package, man. Great, very high Blu-ray value. I would give it overall an 8.5 out of 10 on the odometer. There's really no big downside. I just, some of the story, I guess, could have been tweaked a little bit better. There was a few ridiculous parts that happened in it. But overall, Just awesome. An easy Blu-ray. If you find this, check it out. Pick it up. The animation's great. The story's fun. Tons of extras. Overall, great job. But I really hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thanks so much for watching this far. Please like, share, subscribe to the video, and everybody, stay out of trouble.